Hello, Slayers, and welcome to the Smile Kitchen. I'm Smiles, and thank you so much for joining me in my second episode of the Player Spotlight series. Today, we've got a real heavy hitter. He's hell with the Highland sword, a terror in team objective. When you see this giant produce, you'll be shaking in your boots. It's a massive Eggplant.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Not too bad, man. Thank you so much for joining us. It's really an honor and a pleasure to have you. I've definitely wanted to. You're definitely someone that I've looked up to as a fellow giant sword enjoyer. Definitely a player I've looked up to and feared for a long time until we finally got to know each other. So, welcome. Thank you so much for doing this with me today.
Thank you so much for having me, brother. It's an honor to be here.
Of course, honors all around. So we'll jump right in. I want to get into a little bit of history first. What did you play before you found Chivalry?
This is actually my first slasher. Before Chivalry, I was playing Project Zomboid a lot. Put in like 1,300 hours on that game. Before that, I was playing shooters like Insurgency Sandstorm. I liked Mill Sims. Played Squad a lot. Really big on voice chat and role playing and that stuff. I played Chivalry on accident. My best friend in real life, he was like begging me to get it, and I kept telling him, nah, it doesn't look like my kind of game, doesn't look like something I would, fuck with. And he finally just bought it to me and gifted it to me on Steam, tried it out, and I just fell in love with the game. It was so bizarre to me. I went from, shooters and sandbox games to hacking and slashing. Ever since then, it just took off with me. I played every single day for hours. It's a little excessive if you ask me, but I love it.
Well, you're a damn inspiration for mime sitting, so I wouldn't call those hours a waste at all. About how long ago, how many years have you been playing Chivalry then?
I got it a little over a year ago. I would say probably like 15, 16 months now.
Oh, wow. It's a memory thing, because I remember when the game, because you play on Steam, and it hasn't been on Steam for that long. So that brings up the question, it's only been around 15, 16 months that you've been playing. I think it's maybe, a year and a half that it's even been on Steam. So it sounds like you got it pretty early on. And then just grinding every day, is that what got you to level 1,000 in such a short amount of time?
Yeah, man. I've been playing TO a lot more than dueling. I recently got into dueling. Another reason I didn't duel that much is I broke my W button. I was playing on move forward with caps lock. So I just stayed away from dueling entirely and just played TO, grinding it. Got a lot of levels from that. So the double XP weekend helped as well.
Oh yeah, if you have the time to get in on those, and especially because nowadays, they don't really announce them. They just kind of happen, and you have to pray that your schedule is open.
Yeah, and mine usually is every night. Just get home, hop on. I have nothing else to do.
Yeah, dude, I feel you're burning that midnight oil. So it sounds like then you are really into shooters and military sims. Never really into any sort of action, like melee-based action games or anything like that?
No, I really never got into that stuff. I was personally raised Jehovah's Witness, so I'm just late to all these violent video games in general. I'm not in that anymore, but I just didn't have access to anything at a young age, and finally got myself a computer and just been trying stuff out. Never thought I'd be playing this. Like I just thought I'd be playing shooters for the rest of my life or something.
Yeah, well, I can imagine the sensory overload it must have been, to be exposed to all this after going your whole life. And, once you find one thing, it's like, hey, this is my one thing, but just goes to the beauty and wonder of video games. Somebody shows you something that you didn't even think you might click with, and that became your main squeeze,
Yeah, for sure.
An IRL friend was pressing you to get the game, finally got it for you. What is that what, just to get him to shut up, is that what made you finally get into it, or was there any kind of appeal, or like what has made you stick to it?
So he's in the military. He's over in Germany, so I don't really see him that often. I don't really get to play games with him that often either, with the time difference and how busy he is. And usually, we're playing the military sim games together, but he was playing this game, and I wasn't able to play with him, so I was like, whatever, let me just hop on, play with him. And then a few days after I got it to play, he stopped playing and never played it ever again. Went back to the shooters, and I stuck with Chivalry, man. fucking still here, loyal to it. Oh, and I actually completely forgot to mention, I was playing League of Legends as well.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful that this game took me away from that game. That game was a nightmare.
That's what I've heard. I have not heard good things about the community.
Oh no, it's terrible, dude. Nothing like this community. This community changed my whole perspective on like gaming communities in general.
Really? Why is that?
Oh, everyone was just so welcoming. Everyone was so nice. I mean, I wasn't very into many gaming communities, but I really like this one. Everyone has like a great sense of humor. The way everyone treats each other in the chats, at least in the Unyielding Discord, it's like pretty big, so there's a lot of people. Like I'm alone in my room at night, you know, but there's so many people online bustling in the chat.
Absolutely, and they're all just trying to hang out.
Yeah, they always got something funny to say too. It's never bland.
I have to ask, as a fellow big sword enjoyer, why the Highland sword?
To be honest, the reason is so bizarre. But back to the W button issue I had. When I had move forward on caps lock, I was having an issue with range, and I was trying out all the long range weapons. And when I tried the Highland sword, I got a few kills with it. And when I died, I noticed some like newer players are picking up the sword, so it was just big. And I don't know, it's like some weird thing clicked in my head about like it having aura. It just felt like it did. It's heavy, obviously, and I could like feel the weight in my soul when I played with it. And every time I swapped off of it, I just kept thinking about it. And every time I, like, you know, died to it or saw someone else using it, I just kept thinking about it. And eventually it overtook my mind. And here I am.
I absolutely get it. I picked up the great sword and fell in love with it, and I just was like, no, I want this to be my weapon. Once I learned how to use it, I realized that it's really like kind of training weights. It's really, you have to establish good habits in the game overall to be good with it. But the Highland sword, that one takes a lot of patience and I feel like mind games. You really have to know how to play around with people's reactions. Do you find that to be true, or are we overthinking it watching you and you're just out here big sword go burr?
No, like you're actually spot on with it, because it does take a great deal of patience to play it. But the thing is a lot of people lack that patience in pub TOs. So even if you just throw a basic slash, people aren't used to that timing at all. They're used to the timing of a messer, longsword. You know, you see a longsword, you know it's going to be fast. You know you can throw a slash, and if you're a little late, you could throw the alt to get the counter. With the Highland, the timing is just so off. It's so janky. It gets people all the time. And the thing is I really like to emote as well. And those slashes and, you know, overheads and all that stuff, it takes so much time to go through. It gives you a lot of time to emote in between all of it. So it's like a nice counterbalance for me.
Dude, adding to the mind games even more, throwing the emotes into your combos, like you're a madman. That's disgusting. I love it.
Yeah, it's addicting. It really is. Especially when you're like 1vxing and you get an emote off and you kill a few of them. They have to die sitting there listening to you, you know, screaming whatever you're screaming.
Oh, and they get so mad too.
And then on top of that, it was the Highland as well. It just all stacks up like a multiplier.
You've got aura on aura with your emoting on a super slow and heavy damage weapon, high risk, high reward with the Vanguard. So do you really just soldier on through as a Vanguard? Do you have like a night backup that you like to use for when you know shit's gonna be really sweaty?
My crutch is the battle axe. That's like old faithful. If I can't keep up with Highland, if I'm getting crushed in the meat grinder, I'll whip out the battle axe and I'll go crazy with that.
Gotcha. So that's your meat grinder, like maybe not feeling as confident, or you know it's gonna be a sweaty, is the night battle axe then.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you're going up against people that know what they're doing, they're gonna punish you with the Highland sword. It's very difficult to do well in like a, you know, high tier lobby. Not even a comp game, even just the meat grinders in general. It's hard to play Highland because people, they know the timing, they have the, you know, muscle memory, they have the reflex, they have all of it.
Yeah.
But in a pub TO, it's just butter with a hot knife.
Absolutely. And duels too, like if you really know how to mind game people in duels, the Highland is one where like you don't really expect it. It's not necessarily meta, but it is very viable if you know how to do the swing manipulations. Are you finding that kind of success in duels, or has that been a little bit tricky? Or is there maybe a different weapon that you use for duels if the Highland's not doing its job that day?
To be honest, I haven't been using Highland that much in duels. I've been trying out with all the different weapons to see like what's for me in dueling. Because in Highland duels, I get mopped up. Unless it's Highland versus Highland, it's really fun. It's not good in duels, to be honest. People punish it so easily. All it takes is a jab and a quick excel, and you're sitting there desperate.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. You really got to pick your fights with that one. Like I said, if you're bringing that one to the duel yard, people look at that and it's like, oh, this guy either knows what he's doing or he's learning.
Yeah, and plus, if you beat someone with the Highland, they kind of learn quickly what you did, and then again, they'll punish you
Yeah,
very easily.
you always got to have more tricks up your sleeve, man. Whether it's competitive or it's in a public team objective server, what are some of your favorite maps or objectives?
I know this is going to be like extremely controversial, but I really like Moncrux. I like that map a lot. It's not my favorite map, but it's definitely top 3. I like Lion Spire. Like the introduction of Lion Spire might be my favorite part of like the whole game. Just that grassy beach, and I don't know, just that whole thing is so much fun. It's kind of hard to pick for me. I don't really have favorites of anything.
Yeah.
I like going through all the maps in the rotation. It keeps all the other ones fresh. I don't know. I like Ascandir a lot as well. People don't like the Tenosia maps, but I really like them.
Yeah, I agree. Tenosian maps get too much unnecessary hate if you really think about them from an objective, pun intended, point of view. Like, if you really think about them from just looking at them for what they are, they're really not that bad. Like, they're actually a lot of fun. There's a lot of variety. Defense actually has a chance. Maybe they're not the best choice for competitive because defense might be a little too balanced for some of them, but
Yeah.
given a lot of the way a lot of the other maps are set up, though, I really don't mind it.
And I mean, like, then again, I forgot to mention it, but Dark Forest, that one just obviously is goated. You won't see like Moncrux in any competitive scenes.
Right.
But for pubs, it's really fun, man. I don't know. I just have a lot of fun killing archers, and on Moncrux, they're all up in the same place. You just chain them all, and aura farm them up there.
Absolutely.
While everyone else fights for the objective. And if you get the objective, I don't know. It just like puts a little more edge to it. You got to fight for it.
No, I agree. That's when you definitely have to fight for when it comes to Monstrux. That's definitely when you don't get handed, especially at that crank. That is not a gimme at all. That is the better team comes out on top on that one.
And it hits different when everyone works together and you get it. Like someone always says something in chat. They're like, good stuff, like let's get it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you love to see the camaraderie come up in chat. Absolutely. Some I wish console players had access to.
Yeah, I mean, apart from when it's toxic, I love seeing chat. I love being in chat, using chat, getting told to shut up. I just love using chat. Like as I said, I'm used to playing milsims with like proximity chat and just goofing off and role playing. And there's no proximity chat in this.
Yeah.
So I gotta make up for it with chat in general.
It's definitely super fun, and yeah, you never know when it's going to be toxic. So I've gotten used to turning chat off during streams and recording and stuff like that because I just can't risk it.
Yeah, for sure. All it takes is, the wrong thing said and your chat will get flooded with that.
And who needs any of that? I certainly don't. I'm trying to swing swords because I'm way too broke and too out of shape to get into actual EMA. So then how would you yourself describe your playstyle?
My playstyle, I would say, kind of play like a bitch. There's nothing to it. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'll sneak up and I'll get the third party and then I'll try to bounce. Because in my mind, it like, obviously with all weapons, if no one sees it coming, it's gonna be effective. But if they don't see the Highland coming and you get that heavy overhead or you get that sprint attack off, it's devastating. Usually I'll hit them. I won't even finish them off. I'll just turn around and go for the next. Sometimes I'll stay for the fight. If I, like I'll try to read the names of who I'm fighting or who's around. If I know them, I'll try to fight them. I don't know. I'm just all over the place. I'll be drinking and playing, smoking and playing. I like to feel the game. Not really strategic, but at the end of the day, I'll try to get out if I can. I run a lot, and there's no shame,
No, especially on Vanguard. That's what that speed is for.
Yeah. If I see a few like one-hand users coming at me, I'll try to bounce.
wisely choosing your fights is a skill in and of itself, and some of the best players that I've talked to or that I've heard talk about the game will say the same thing. Like they're not getting all those kills by running headlong into a dozen into a spawn wave and then just coming out on top magically. They're picking their fights very carefully.
Yeah, and I say that until I see an archer, and then I tunnel vision onto them to actually die trying to get them.
Just like it's like a juicy, delicious steak, just waiting for you to come bite it. So you say you've been playing about 15, 16 months. It became an everyday obsession. You're in level 1K now. So about how many hours do you think you were into the game before it started to click, before that highland obsession really started to get its claws into you?
For me, I was a late bloomer to this game. It took me a long time to really like get out of being a scrub. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Probably around level 400, I would say I was finally doing decent. And there's people out here that they get hit like level 50, level 100, and they play better than me when I was like 600.
Oh yeah.
I was such a late bloomer to this game. It was just very hard for me to pick up. When I picked up the Highland Sword, it kind of changed everything. Like, it taught me the patience. Also, breaking the W button taught me to not hold W so often. I was used to being more stationary, swinging around with the high sword. Yeah, it took me a very long time to pick this game up. But the thing is it was very rewarding to pick up. I was very happy to get good at the game, get a good kill streak, get my first 100 bomb. It was very rewarding going on those rampages. And then picking up the Highland, it was even more rewarding.
Yeah, especially because again, as a great sword main, like it's like I can pick up other weapons and maybe put up more kills, but it's more satisfying that I did it with the weapon that I really love.
Yeah, for sure. I never expected to find a weapon that I loved this much. I thought I'd be playing a bunch, maybe going on an archer streak. Nope, just Highland and occasionally battle axe.
I absolutely feel you. I'm the same way. I'm just approaching level 700 now, and I feel like I'm finally starting to, like, I would have, ups and downs, but I'm finally starting to realize what made the ups and how to keep that consistent. Are there any players or content creators that you looked up to or that inspired you, whether they were content creators or whether they're just other friends you made along the game?
I met a lot of people in this game. It's hard to shout out anyone without making the list really long.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily watch YouTube. I watch YouTube. I don't watch, full gameplay that often. I do watch Shani Salami every so often. I do like his videos. I don't know. I just like watching something. But if I had to say I looked up to anyone, it would obviously be probably Shy. He's just the Highland GOAT. He's top 20. When I picked up the Highland, I remember seeing him, hearing about him, all this stuff, and then I finally hit level 100. I'd sent it in the chat, and he responded. Everyone else just dropped an emoji, but he actually responded and gave me some love for it, gave me some clout for it. Actually, kind of look up to him. Took a lot of people look up to him. Him and Shawnee, what they did to the community. It's nice. Made me feel at home. Never really felt like that in any game.
Absolutely. Shouts out to both Shawnee Salami and Shy because, thanks to Shawnee, I've met, and the Unyielding, I've met, all the friends that I have on Discord. And, thanks to Shy, I've met a lot of competitive people, and, he's been real supportive, and he's definitely a huge obsessee when it comes to the Highland swords. Yeah, definitely good inspiration to look up to for sure when it comes to that part of it. Great choice. Any advice then you would give for new players coming to the game, or anyone who maybe is attracted to the Highland sword but is afraid to give it that give it that real college try?
Play it a little bit. If you don't like it, forget about it. If something deep down in you does like it, as it did for me and Shy, and I'm sure everyone else, it'll creep up on you. You'll revisit it. You'll have a good game with it. It'll slowly grow on you. It's not something you pick up once and you're like, okay, I like this thing. It takes time, but some, slower than others. For me, it took a while. I got a few hundred levels in before I picked it up and really liked it. Never really thought it existed, but once you pick it up and play it, if you truly, are drawn to it, it'll stick in your mind. It'll stick out from all the rest. You really just got to stick with it. I think around 150, I really kind of broke through with it and got a really good feel for it. And it felt like the previous 150 levels didn't even count. If I had to give any tips in general, I would say go into a dual yard. You really got to get a good feeling for the game one-on-one. I mean, you don't have to, but it'll help you get that feeling a lot quicker when it's one-on-one than if you're, getting surrounded by a bunch of people constantly, getting hit by archers, running around, shell-shocked. It's nice to just be in a calm situation to get the real feel for it.
Looking back at your time in Chivalry 2, can you call any particularly favorite Chivalry 2 memories?
I have a moment, it's like, I don't know, it's like a personal thing. You have to kind of be there to understand it. It's going to take a bit to explain. But I rolled up on a gang of archers all lined up in like a straight line, doing like a firing squad. And I overhead heavied each of them just like back to back to back to back. And it was one of the only times I was running background processes because I play on a laptop, so I have everything off. I can't really record clips. But this night I was recording clips and I got it clipped. And it was just like the best fucking thing of my life, man, in this game. It was just so satisfying.
What is it that keeps you playing Chivalry 2? What keeps you coming back?
There's a big hope for me in Chivalry 3. I want to try to get as cracked as I possibly can before Chivalry 3 comes out, or Fiefdom. I'm interested in getting into that, but mainly because of the community. Like, for example, I wouldn't have any interest in Fiefdom if it wasn't for the community. I probably wouldn't even hear of it until it came out and got some traction first.
Usually what I like to ask is, what is one thing you would change in Chivalry 2? But another thing I want to ask, what is something that you would add to Chivalry 2 or Chivalry 3? Maybe something that's in another game or something that's not in another game that you think would help.
I feel like it's pretty simple what I would add. People are either going to agree or disagree, but I would add a mode where there's no archers. Just boots on ground and swords and just hamming at it. I know that Chivalry didn't have archers originally and they were added in later, but I feel like there should be like a game mode separate for that reason. I feel like a lot of people would play that game mode.
Nothing shuts down the fun like catching a stray arrow.
Yeah, like I don't really have any big ideas. I just really enjoy the game. So like they'll have the good ideas and I'll just play it. But I don't know. I just really dislike archers. Deep down in my heart, I hate them. And I would love a mode without them.
Hallelujah, brother. Absolutely. I understand. Well, fantastic. I think that's all we've got. Is there anything else that you wanted to say? Any other shouts out you wanted to do?
Okay, I'll shout out fucking Damalam and Pluvius. Those are my homies. I play with them all the time in this game. Pluvius just had a son or daughter. I don't really remember which. But good luck to his family.
Yeah, congratulations to them. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Massive Eggplant. It has been an absolute honor and a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me, brother. It was an honor.
Of course, man. I look forward to seeing you around the battlefield.
Hell yeah, man. Amen.
Amen, brother. Take care.
Thank you so much for watching to the end. If you have any additional questions for Massive Eggplant, comment them below. Special thanks to Shawnee Salami for asking me to take over this series for him. It is a huge honor and there are more to come. If you made it this far, please subscribe so you don't lose me in your feet, and liking the video helps me out a whole lot. Check out the Shawnee Salami YouTube channel and Discord server, The Unyielding, for the largest Chivalry 2 and Slasher community. If you want to get into competitive duels or team objective, you can check out Shy's Dominion Discord. For more Smile Kitchen content, check out my Twitch. Clips are posted to Shorts, Reels, and TikTok, all linked in my comment below. And you can watch my first player spotlight with Shawnee Salami on screen now. Till next time, I've been Smiles, and the kitchen is closed.